Good morning, YouTube. Olive wood church warden, given to me by my wife a few Christmases ago. If you don't have a church warden, you need one. Alright. So in it, I guess they call this housekeeping. Don't know why. But inside I'm smoking some Mark Twain. That was gifted to me by Overland Tobacco on Instagram. Go check him out. He's awesome. It's good. It's smooth. It's not overly powerful. It's a good morning smoke. Makes me feel like I should be writing, though. Writing, not writing. Writing. Been thinking about that a lot lately. You know, the pronunciation. You know, enunciating words that I'm not good at doing. So anyways, let's chat. Been watching a lot of matches 860 lately. And it took me a while to get into him, to be honest with you. And I don't know why. His content is great. I don't know if you guys subscribe or if you watch him, but you should definitely check him out. But he talks a lot about like history of things, as does, you know, Northwest Pipe Smoker and Mutton Chop Piper. They talk a lot about the history of things as well. Anyway, been watching a lot of him. But he has such an interesting way of smoking his pipes. I don't know if anybody else thinks it's interesting, but he does a... And really, I want to know if anybody feels like there's a benefit to that. Like any benefit. Not like as a... you get better flavor, or... you know, is that strictly a no teeth chatter on the stem? What is it? I'll tell you what though. I've smoked a bowl of this Mark Twain out of a regular pipe. You know, pretty standard pipe, straight shank, average size bowl, and everything. But it's way better out of a church warden. You know, the long stem gives it time to cool down, so you pick up more of the flavor, I think. A little creamier. It's good. I like it. Also, how many of you guys listen to podcasts? You know, like the Country Squire Radio or Pipes Magazine podcast? Been listening to those while I've been working. This last week I've been repainting the whale watching office. It's been cold, but really clear and crisp out. You need something to, you know, get past the traffic noise, and so I've been listening to the Country Squire Radio podcast series, and it's great. It's you know, I've never been a podcast person. I've always just been like, oh, that's boring, listening to other people talk. But really, if you get into it and really listen, and it's funny. They're funny. They're a couple funny guys. It's JD, John David, the owner of the Country Squire, tobacconist, brick and mortar in Jackson, Mississippi, and a good buddy of his, Bo. And after the store closes, they set up their radio stuff, and they put together. It's about and most of them are an hour long. And they talk about a whole bunch of different things, tobacco pairings and new tobaccos that are coming out, and they answer questions and stuff. Anyways, it's a great podcast series if you're into that. And I'm sorry, I'm an Apple person. I don't know. Can Droid users do podcasts? Maybe through iTunes. I don't know. So as you can see, sporting my Briar Mafia hat, courtesy of Mikey Cupcakes on Instagram. Another really good buddy of mine through the Instagram pipe community. So my purpose of this video today was, I have a bicycle of one of my wife's co-workers. That needs some work, and I was going to enjoy a pipe and work on the bike and chat and put it up on YouTube and that kind of stuff. But it rained really hard last night, and I'm cold, and I'm just not feeling like doing it. So you're gonna have to wait. I promise though, my next video will be me working on that bike. It needs some help, so it'll be fun. I love to tinker with bicycles. I used to race mountain bikes semi-professionally. For a long time, and you get that old from your parents, or more specifically your mom. There's 4 million other kids out there that want to do the same thing. Why are you different? You need to find something that you can do. Kind of shattered my dream of being a professional mountain biker, but such is life. Let's see. So what else is new? So I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I am a licensed real estate broker here in Washington State. I have been for about a year now, and it's been really slow for me getting it going. Partly because, I have to have an actual job, because we're just not in a position where I can just not get a consistent paycheck. But I switched offices right before Thanksgiving. I was with a very local, small operation as my first office to hang my license, and then I decided that maybe I need to be with somebody that has more exposure. So I'm now with Remax, and it's been awesome. A lot of resources for newer agents and seasoned agents as well, to gain leads and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, what I'm getting at is, as of yesterday, I have my very first listing. Yeah, it goes on the market live next Friday, so a week from today. as per the homeowner's request. But I'm really excited about that. Houses in this area are going super fast. They're sitting on the market for about, on average, 11 days before they get an accepted offer and go into a pending status. So things are moving super fast here. The problem is, I know you're probably thinking like, well, if they're moving so fast, how come you have such a hard time? The problem is where I live, people live forever. And real estate, you don't really have to retire. It's not something that, you know, one day you wake up and you're just like, oh man, my body can't handle walking anymore. You know, you can pretty much real estate till they take away your driver's license. With that being said, a lot of people in this area have worked with a certain real estate broker or agent every time they've done a transaction. So for a new guy like me, that means I have to rely on either first-time home buyers, new people to the area, or I have to hope that their last experience with their other agent just left a bad taste in their mouth with that person, which is really, really a crappy way to try to get business. But ironically, that's how I got this listing. The people had an agent the first time they bought this house, and it was just a really poor experience. So they seek somebody out from elsewhere, and I just got lucky enough to be pretty much sitting in the office when they came in. So super excited to have a listing finally. I've worked with a lot of buyers that you know, in the end things just didn't work out. You know, financing couldn't come through, or they decided that you know, the house they live in is actually really what they want, so they just stay. But yeah, super pumped. Can you tell? Other big news. My wife is amazing. She's the best person ever. I have been a San Jose Sharks hockey fan for 25 years, right? Through horrible seasons to last year's amazing season. I've been through it all. I've been through the hazing of other hockey fans that are like, why would you like them? They're not doing it, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I'm not a bandwagon jumper. I've stuck with the same team for 25 years. Anyways, in those 25 years, I have never had a chance to see them play live. I've been to a couple Canucks games, because my brother's a Canucks fan, and their stadium is only about an hour and 15 minutes away. Yes, I have to go across the border into Canada, but that's not really that hard. I'm not a felon or anything like that. So I've seen them play, and I've seen, you know, teams that they've played against. Anyways, tonight, my wife is taking me to Vancouver to watch the Sharks play the Canucks. And I am so pumped. It was an early Christmas gift to me. And we are going to go up there. And what's great about it is my brother is a hardcore Canucks fan. Has been since the Pavel Bure days. I mean, that's going back there, right? So what makes this great is that the Canucks have not been doing great, and the Sharks have been just killing it, really. And I just told my brother the other day that I'm going up there, and he's super jealous. So my plan is, and this is, you know, the little brother in me, my plan is to keep sending him you know, photos or little videos, you know, when the Sharks score or whatever. The whole game, I'm just going to blow up his phone, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun for me. The other exciting thing about that is it's a new food venture for my wife and I. As I've said in, I think, all of my other videos, I'm actually a chef by trade. And so we can't go somewhere and not have some or all of the experience somewhat centered around food. Tonight's experience, though, is very, very seriously centered around me enjoying watching the Sharks hopefully beat the crap out of the Canucks. But yeah, 25 years I've been waiting to do this, and she is making it happen. So it's pretty awesome. So I took today off because there's no way I could be at work, really. I mean seriously. Knowing that at 2 o'clock I'm gonna be leaving to go watch the Sharks play hockey. I'd be worthless at work. I am so pumped though. Like, I love hockey. Our family goes to watch we have a local-ish, it's part of the WHL, Western Hockey League, and the CHL, Canadian Hockey League. And it's that step right before they get drafted to the NHL. But we have a couple teams here within an hour and a half's drive here in Washington State. We have the Everett Silvertips and the Seattle Thunderbirds, and we go and watch the Silvertips quite a bit. We have jerseys and hats, and we're fans. It's a good time. These kids are young. I mean, 15, 16, 17. I think the oldest one on the Silvertips this season just turned 21. Solid hockey players, still playing for the love of the game, not for the millions of dollars they get a year or throughout their contract. So it's a lot of fun. Any other hockey fans out there? Don't be bashing my team. I didn't bash anybody else's team, so keep that to yourself. So yeah, I'm doing that. I'm really excited. So some other news, I think I figured out what was wrong with the Passat. It's not a head gasket. It's actually, we've come to the conclusion that it's most likely the oil cooler. The internals had cracked and started leaking oil into the coolant, and then when the car is turned off, the coolant has more pressure than the oil, so then it back flushes the oil with coolant. So that's where the mixing is coming on, which would give me the symptoms of a blown head gasket. So we just went from like a $1,700 job to a $30 part. And I could not be more excited about that. I've been driving my dad's Jetta for probably 7 weeks. And before I started doing YouTube videos, if you go on my Instagram page, all of my early Instagram photos are me smoking in my car. I miss that. So I can't wait to get it back. But yeah. Anyways, just thought I'd make a video while I'm enjoying a morning pipe. Again, Mark Twain and a church warden. I highly recommend it. But yeah. It's Christmas season. Hope everybody's staying relatively low stress this year. I know it's been a little bit stressful here for us, but the show must go on, right? So yeah, hope everybody had a good week. Enjoy your weekend. Hoping to get another video up. Like I said, working on that bike. I don't know if any of you guys are interested in seeing that, but too bad, I'm doing it anyways. And yeah, have a great weekend, and happy piping.